What's up, guys? Frenzy227 here with a very special video. I'm going to review one of the most talked about TV shows of the entire year, Daredevil on Netflix. Now, I have to admit, I've never been a Daredevil fan. In fact, the most I know about Daredevil is from the Ben Affleck movie, which I haven't seen in like 10 years, but I remember was bad. So I wasn't really that anticipating the new Daredevil show, but I just heard so many fantastic things about it. I actually got to watch the first episode of that show in a class I was taking about television programming. And the first episode was really good, it was really well done, had some really great moments. I think it had a couple problems, like for one thing it was way too dark. And we were watching it in a room with all the lights off and like on a big screen, and I still couldn't make out half of what was going on. I really liked the show, I wanted to keep watching. And so when I got to episode 2, that one did it. That was the one that was like, man, I'm hooked, I'm in, I'm all in on this show, this is just so good. And now I've watched the entire season, all 13 episodes, and I'm just gonna say this right now, I think Daredevil is the best show on television right now. And it's not even on television, it's on Netflix, that's a big deal. It's just so well done. There's so much thought and so much effort that goes into every minute moment of the show. You just know everyone involved in the show, whether it's actors, writers, directors, everyone. They're just firing on all cylinders. And I think they know they've got something good here, and they just are really doing whatever they can to make it as good as they possibly can. Daredevil, it makes sense in the show that it's dark and violent and gritty. And it really enhances the show. Like, at the end of episode 3, there's a really shocking death scene, and that just, really takes you by surprise, and you're really invested when these horrible things happen, and that's very rare, especially for a comic book show. Normally in a comic book show, it's just like, hey, we're gonna blow something up, we're gonna flip a car, or do whatever, and it's awesome. In this one, it's like there's real consequences, there's real, just gritty, for most of the show, it just felt very, very, very uncomfortable. And it's rare that a show can get that sort of the feeling of dread from beginning to end. The actors in the show are really just top-notch. Charlie Cox plays Matt Murdock / Daredevil, and I never heard of him before, but I thought he was really good. He's a really great Matt Murdock and a really great Daredevil. He's very intimidating when he's Daredevil. He's very kind of cool and sympathetic as Matt Murdock. Really liked Deborah Ann Woll as Karen. I thought she was really sympathetic. I really got a great sense of her character. She had some really awesome scenes in the show. And then of course there's Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk. What to say about this guy that hasn't already been said? And I've seen a lot of Vincent D'Onofrio stuff, but couldn't recognize him at all in this show. It's one of those performances you kind of have to see to believe. Yeah, this guy is just a psychopath, but at the same time, there were some episodes where I honestly felt sorry for him. And I think there were several points in the show where I'm like, gee, I don't know who I'm supposed to be rooting for. Normally in the comic book show, it's just straight up good evil. In this one, it's just, the show's over and I still don't know who the good guy is, who the bad guy is. That is a really rare thing. I mean, every single character in the show, no matter how big their role is, was so compelling and so interesting. You do all these really long scenes on the show, like there's some scenes that go on for like, what must be like 10 to 15 minutes. And they never get boring. It's always interesting. Like, you're just glued to the screen. It's like Walking Dead. It's gruesome, it's violent, it's something that when I tell stories to people what happens in Daredevil, they're just like, oh my god, that sounds horrible. But when you're watching it, you just can't look away. I mean, it's just so gripping and so well done. It's almost beautiful. And that's a weird thing to say for a show that's so violent and disturbing. And of course, they do like amazing long takes. I mean, the hallway fight at the end of episode 2, again, nothing to say about that. It hasn't already been said. Just everyone's praised it. I think there's one episode where they pulled like a Children of Men and did like a shot in a car that just was looking around the whole car, and then you see Daredevil up the car. Blew my mind. That one was really cool. Like I said, there's a couple minor nitpicks with the show. Like, the Daredevil costume looks a little silly. Slightly better than the Affleck costume, but no, still not what you want. I will admit it does feel a little detached from the rest of the Marvel Universe, but like I said, minor complaint. But honestly, those are super minor complaints. Like, honestly, when I look back on the show, it just gives me chills how good it is. It's one of those things that's just so amazing. You have to watch it if you haven't already. Honestly, I think this is the best show we've got on television right now, and it's one of the best shows, if not the best, that I've ever seen. I honestly, I give this show a full 10 out of 10, and that's just for the first season, keep in mind. And I'm so ready for season 2. I wish it could come sooner. And I'm so rooting for the show at the Emmys. This better get every Emmy, every nomination, every win, everything. Vincent D'Onofrio deserves an Emmy. The whole show deserves an Emmy. So yeah, Daredevil gets the Frenzy 227 Nerd Seal of Approval. I mean, this was just a great drama, a great gripping crime show, and a great comic book show. If you have seen that, talk about it in the comments. I want to hear what you guys think. Frenzy 227 out.